I gotta find let's see if I can go live. There we go. You hopefully. There you
Hello,
are.
hi
What's up?
Sivas, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
Very good. Hold on, I need to find the good lighting.
Yeah, no worries. I can't send you mine, so otherwise I would. I've got like that little cheap Walmart light right here, so
Good, good, good.
but you've been under a lot of different lights, so you've experienced stages and dance floors and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
I, I love seeing. I was just looking up one of the Red Bull. I was doing kind of a little more research on your story, and that
Mhm.
one that kind of just goes 360 right around you.
Which one
Uh,
was that?
I'm trying to think. Maybe it wasn't a 360, but there was a camera like right in front of you, and you
Oh,
had a
I was
mask.
dancing around. Was
Yeah,
it?
maybe that's what it was. You had a mask on. It was like your white shirt. And, let me see if I can pull it up.
Sorry, I have too many videos that I
No,
found.
oh wow. Okay, you have too many videos.
No, no, no.
No, that's good.
I
That's a
mean,
good thing.
first of all, thanks for having me. I'm really, really honored to be here. Yes.
Yeah,
Ready to talk.
I've had you. I literally have my board up here, and I'm like, I need to get Dassy on
Uh,
because we've seen each other around and
mhm.
at different battles
Event.
and events and stuff.
Yeah.
But again, like just going back. Sorry, I'm like in the camera and trying to find this. But yeah, no, I let me see if I can find it here. Well, you had Dance Mogul magazine. You were like featured on there.
Yes.
That was really awesome.
Thank you.
So you've
Mhm.
got like all this really cool content to be able to like put yourself out there and yeah, what's it been like? What's the journey been like just from I mean just where you're at right now, 2021.
Right now, I'm truly, truly, truly blessed. I was able to do a lot of different things. Pandemic was hard, of course, for everybody, but I feel like this year, since May, things are coming back up. So I've been really,
Right.
really busy. I've been traveling to everywhere. Recently, I've been to Boston, New York, Minneapolis, Chicago, Denver. I was at so many places and got to meet a
Yeah.
lot of dancers.
Minnesota, I saw you were in
Minnesota,
Minnesota.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it has been really blessed and it has been amazing. Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. At least you weren't in Minnesota like in the middle of winter when it's just like crazy. This is the one, let me see if I can find it. This is the one right here.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah, like
floor
that.
shoot. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was
This was
cool.
amazing. Yeah, thank you. It was actually it was with the moving robot camera.
Okay.
So people were like um how do you say, like they were moving the camera, but camera was moving really, really fast. It was a
Okay.
robot camera. So I we had to correct everything.
Oh, get a call?
Sorry.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
got
it's
a call.
okay.
I
You
get
gotta like,
carried away.
I gotta always do that with me too, because I'm like, nobody talks to me like outside of interviews, but when there's an interview, it's like, oh, I got a
People
call
start calling
too.
me. Yes.
I'm like airplane mode, get away.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah, so like being able to be in front of like different cameras like that, that's got to be like a dream for you, right? You're like, wow, this is cool.
Yeah, yeah. I really love working with the camera. I love working for the video project a lot because recently I got to learn about a lot of camera moves and
Okay,
what lens works better with the dance, what type of dance that works with what kind of frame. So it was
right.
really like fun to play with.
Yeah, I think as dancers progress and they learn that behind the scenes, there's
Hmm.
that process of being able to, in the future, produce and being
Hmm.
able to, whether it's a stage or whether it's a commercial or TV, you learn so much, you know.
So
And
much.
there's also a lot of downtime.
Of course.
There's so much downtime, and I know you know that with the TV show because it's one of those things that TV. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's so glamorous," and you're like, "Yeah, it's great when you can get that exposure and you're on TV." But then there's like that time in between where you're just like, "All right, all right,
Yeah.
keep up with it."
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
So tell
definitely.
me, just for people that maybe don't know your story,
Yes.
obviously you come from Korea. What city are you from?
So,
From Seoul. Okay.
yes.
So the main capital, and at age 9, that's when you really kind of started to dance, and then
Hmm.
you started. Obviously, you're watching TV shows, music videos, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
What was it when you got into junior high that dance, the street dance, really hit you?
Okay, so for the people who doesn't know me, I'm originally from South Korea. I'm born and raised in Seoul. I lived in Korea for 21 years.
Okay.
So some people think that I'm Korean American, but I am fully Korean, Korean, Korean.
Okay.
And
Nice.
my English is not perfect. Anyway,
Oh, it's great. Yeah, you're doing
thank
great.
you. I got into dancing, just like copying singer on TV, just like copying the move, and then like collecting my friends to dance together. That was my growing up, and I started dancing when I was 9 years old. And then few years later, I got really serious with dancing. So when I got into junior high school, there was a dance program inside of the school, and then
Cool.
from there, I started doing it more like a really professionally. I was going to performing a lot with my friends there.
Okay.
And then few years later, I got into street dance.
Okay.
And actually, at the time, I actually started from locking. Nobody really knows.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
At the time, I was learning everything, seriously everything, like
Yeah.
house, hip hop, locking, popping. Korea street dancing was really, really big at the time, probably bigger than right now. I feel like
Yeah.
thinking back. So I got to, it was really privileged to me to get to learn from a lot of dope dancer. And even South Korea street dancing was bringing a lot of OGs from America and from France, from Japan, and everywhere. So
Right.
to me it was really, really easy to get into street dancing. So I was learning everything, and then I fell in love with locking, and then few years later I fell in love with popping, is
Yeah.
because popping was the hardest dance style that I ever tried so far.
Wow.
I couldn't pop for 2 years, like training 2 years popping. I couldn't pop at all. So
Wow.
I got really obsessive with my technique. So I was just like practicing like every day, like hours, hours, hours. Like I wasn't sleeping. I was thinking about dancing at school. Yeah, I think it actually came from obsession.
Right.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Just
seriously.
sitting there in class, right? Just
And
trying to
like
work on your
just
pops
next pop, and people were like, "What are you
in
doing?"
waves. Yeah, are you okay? Yeah, no, I'm just
Yeah.
training. I'm training.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I got into popping. And
Okay.
once I got the technique, 2 years later, I just felt like, damn, this feels so good. Now I can express music with my body. And
Yeah.
then the obsession became love. So
Right.
since then, I've been popping.
So were you still, do you still lock a little bit here and there? Like, do you still
Of
have the
course.
foundation? Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I don't do a lot as I
Right.
used to do, but I
Yeah.
still love every all dance styles. I love
Yeah.
dancing.
Well, and that funk, with especially with popping and locking, being so close together because of California and the
Hmm.
foundations of where they come from,
Hmm.
there's just that feeling of like that unity between the styles. So,
Yeah, because it's a
even,
funk style with the
right,
music. Yeah.
right. So even though there's so many different types of hits or locks or whatever it is, there's
Mm.
still that funk that is able to, and same with whacking and all that. What
Yes.
would you say? Because I know Korea and especially Asia, like, has just kind of taken the American culture, the hip hop culture, and just leveled it up. I mean, you look at Mortal Kombat, not Mortal Kombat crew. I'm sorry, Jinjo, gamblers, and a lot of these
Hmm.
people. What would you say is like the key thing that people should know about how Korea has been able to take what they've learned and have these OGs come over and be able to grow it?
I feel
Because
like,
R16 was like the
oh my
big
God,
thing. Yeah, that was a big
that
thing.
is
Everybody
not
wanted to go.
happening anymore.
That was a dream
Yeah.
for me. Always watching R16, and I'm like, I want to go, and then it was gone. I was like,
Yeah,
ah.
it was crazy. Like I remember I was going to R16 a lot, and also R16 used to have a popping category, and
Okay.
like they were bringing live instrumental, like the musicians, and then people were dancing
Whoa.
with the live musicians, and it was just
Yeah.
crazy. But anyway,
I love
going
it.
back to your question, I think Asian culture are very I think we are used to very like organizing and very academically doing
Okay.
everything.
Right.
So so even when I was studying street dance, there were people were already like have a really clear idea of house, hip hop,
Hmm.
locking, popping. So I will be like taking class. Okay, I'm gonna take class popping, locking, and they have their when they have their events, they were always like categorizing and then do things very academically. And there
Wow.
were so many people are down to learn and take classes, and classes are like full, like so many people are down to really take classes every single day. And
Yeah.
so I feel like Japan, Korea, France, and
Mhm.
so many country from Europe and Asia are really really good at like academically like train people.
Right.
And definitely there's a good way, pros and cons, where I realized that when I moved to America in 2012, I realized that a lot of Korean dancers weren't really used to partying, the
Mm.
essence of street dance, how it came.
Right. Right. It
So
was very. It was very technical, but there wasn't that. That's not
that
soul.
raw,
Not soul Korea, but that soul.
yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
People were so used to train with the mirror. Okay, popping technique. I gotta
Uh,
do this, do this, do this.
yeah.
Locking technique, like really clean drill, like everything point, clean points. But
Mm.
they weren't not really used to really parting with people, be raw and like cipher and battle naturally. And so it was very interesting to me to experience both. It was really good. Yeah.
I love it. Yeah, and we had a rep that lived in Arizona, but he moved to Seoul for like a year or two, and so he
Mm,
covered some events for us. And the one thing that surprised me about Korea was the timing when everybody trained. It's like, oh, hey, I'm just going to this popping class at 1 a.m. in the morning, and I was like, what? Like
that was
what is
me.
yeah, can you explain that a little bit? Because I think that's something that again, I think there's like this balance between, like you said, technicality and being able to obviously learn the funk. That you got to have that middle ground, because like you said, it's where the partying and the funk come in. But like, I guess for Americans and maybe other countries, it's like, whoa, like you're training at 2 a.m. in the morning. So can you just explain that a little bit about maybe Korea and
I think the reason why people train so much at any time is because I think Korean culture is just like there are so many people are working so hard, and
okay.
culturally we raised um thinking like to be able to successful to be able to success, you need to really work hard and you need to put the work in. And because
Okay.
of that mindset makes people really work hard. And also a lot of Korean dancers are actually they have their full-time job. So a
Okay.
lot of studio is only available midnight, or a lot of people are only can dance during the midnight after their work, or like uh, from like 7 p.m. to whenever they want to practice. They
Wow.
gotta use that time because they gotta go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
So even me too, when I was training street dance style, the only time that I have was after school. So after school at 5 p.m., I was taking train to go to the studio, which is like an hour or 2 hours away from train. And then I
Hmm.
go there, take all the classes from 7 p.m. to like probably 9 p.m. or 10 p.m. And then after, I will be practicing until 5 a.m. so that I
Wow.
can use my time really, really maximum. And
Yeah.
then 5 5 a.m. I will be taking the first train to go back home, and then I will be taking shower and then go to school right away. So that
Wow.
that has been my like my schedule when I was young. So I was really
Yeah.
bad at school. I was sleeping a lot at school.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
dedicate my lifetime to dance, not study.
Yeah.
So yeah, that has been my schedule. And so I know that a lot of people are using their downtime to be able to train
That's
to
awesome.
get better. Yeah.
So as far as I know somebody had a question on here. Who are some of your early dance inspirations, maybe within the community or maybe other people? And then from that point, after you explain that, can you just talk about you're like, okay, I've trained, I've done enough I can do here in Korea. Now I want to take a plane all the way to the other side of the world to America. So talk about your inspirations and then maybe how that led to you making that risk of taking the flight here to America?
Okay, the first inspirations of my dance journey was definitely Leah Kim,
Okay.
aka Funky Leah. She was really heavy, hardcore battler at the time, and she's my first street dance teacher. And I was really idolizing her a lot since I was really, really, really young. So I started to training with her. I was with uh, grew together with her, and I was learning all the styles. And during the time, of course, my biggest inspiration is Popping Pete and Skeet.
Mm.
I was
Rest in
just watch
peace.
Yes, I was just watching their video like over and over and over and just like copying all everything they do. And other than Skit and Pete, there are so many. Junior Boogaloo was coming to Korea a lot.
Hey, yeah.
Too dope. And also my teacher Crazy Kyo and Popping J,
Oh, word.
Boogaloo Keen,
Yeah.
and so many inspirations. Yeah, from early time. And then later, of course, there are lots of dancers has been inspiring me still, like right now. Yeah, so that's my journey with the inspiration.
Yeah.
And the reason why I moved to America is because I was always having that feeling since I was really, really young. I wanted to move to America.
Cool.
I just felt like I wanted to get in. I just wanted to experience the real street dance culture, and I wanted to know the history better, and I just wanted to interact with dancers in America and in the world,
Hmm.
and also the TV show So You Think You Can Dance. When I watched it when I was 12 years old, and then I was dreaming about like I want to be on this show. So everything together kind of really made me move to America.
Hmm.
So I couldn't
What
move
year
for
was that you moved?
it was 2012. So
2012. Okay.
I was 21 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. I couldn't move too early because I didn't have money. My family is not like I grew up pretty poor, so I couldn't really have the money to really move and get the visa and everything. So I've been working like part-time jobs while I was going to school and
Mhm.
saved up the money. And with that money, I moved to America. Yeah,
Wow.
by
So
myself.
school, part-time job, training, like you were
Yeah, I
just
don't know. I don't know how I did that. I wasn't really sleeping at all.
not a lot of people were, especially us younger, our younger days and all that. But it was
Hmm.
those struggles, I'm sure, for you that to that point where you're on the plane and you're like, I'm doing this, it's happening, you know?
That first plane, like plane ride, how can I say? Plane ride to
Yeah,
America, I
right.
cried the whole time. I
Oh,
cried. The feeling was crazy. I was crying from happiness and loneliness and scared. Like I was really scared and
yeah.
all the feeling. It was crazy. Yeah.
Had you gone to any international competitions at the time, like just in Asia or anywhere else?
When I was living in America, in
Before in
Korea.
Korea, yeah. Did you travel out to some competitions anywhere?
Yes, I was battling online in South Korea, and
Or?
other
Okay,
than that, I went to Singapore and then
okay,
won locking category and popping category, and
cool.
then I went to Just Debut 2012, and then
Okay,
I came back, and few weeks later, I moved to America.
okay.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah,
So you had a little bit of experience in there, but this is
like
like I'm moving my whole life and risking this on the
yeah.
other side of the world.
I don't know how I did that. Like,
And so you chose
yeah.
New York. Why did you choose New York? What was that?
Because at the time I thought America wasn't that big. So
Oh yeah. It's just
so I'm
like
like,
that. It's
yeah, I was like, okay, New York looks cool. I'm going there.
right, right,
But I
right,
just
right.
didn't know how big America was.
Well,
Yeah.
even just New York, even I mean, just that little island is so big, though. You know, it's the
Yeah.
Big Apple. That's why they call it the Big Apple. But
Big
yeah,
Apple.
what was it about New York? Was it because you had trained so much with so many different styles and that
Hmm.
street? You were just like, okay, I need to. Because I think I read right, you were there on a student visa, so were you going to school as well?
No, it was actually a language school. So
Language school.
I was
Okay.
going to school to learn the English.
English. Okay.
Yeah, when I moved to America, I didn't really speak any English at the time. I was really shy lady, and I knew like, hi, how are you? My name is blah blah, but I wasn't
Right.
actually really speaking to anybody.
Okay.
So um yeah, I couldn't really speak English at the time. So I was going to the language school. Um, I got the F1 visa, which is a student visa. That was the easiest way to be able to get the visa to come to America.
Cool.
So I had a student visa. So I was going to school and I was dancing a lot. Um, I'm glad that I chose New York in the beginning because, as everybody knows, New York is like, New York has everybody, Elite Force, Stretch, Link,
Yeah.
Brian
Yeah.
Green used to live in New York at the time, so
Okay.
I was able to learn from him a lot, and all the OGs and all the culture, hip hop culture, and it was really amazing to be able to experience that. And there were so many parties. Voodoo Ray was like throwing all the parties every single day, and nobody really sleeps. So it was really similar to how I was growing up, like Seoul to New York. It like
Right.
nobody sleeps. So it was
Yeah.
really perfect to train and party and really learn the raw culture with people. Yeah, so it was amazing.
Yeah, I like was showing the footage and with Rep Your Style there, which was like right by Times Square in 2014. And I'm looking
Hmm.
back at all this footage. I'm seeing you and Angel, John Locke, like Hood Lockers, my homeboys from Philly.
Hmm.
And shout outs to Kid Glide for always throwing Rep Your
Hmm.
Style. I
Hmm.
know he always does so much. Kids Breaking League, obviously keeping things
Hmm.
going. So it was just it's so cool to look back and even the light feet, like looking at that, and I had knew about it, but now to look back and be like, wow, we were like in this moment with all these people around us, with all these different styles, and now light feet is everybody's throwing
Yeah, yeah,
something into their sets.
yeah.
Anyways, but it was just so cool to kind of be there in that moment and to now look back with you and Angel like being a part of Red Bull, and I'm just grateful that like I could just be there in that moment to capture part of your journey
Mm,
and part of Angel's journey, because those moments that's really kind of what helps inspire people who were in your position
mm,
years
mm,
ago that are in it now.
mm.
So yeah, it's just cool to look back on that footage and see both of you.
Oh,
And now Red Bull, you're
oh.
like kind of featured and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, me and Angel often talk about it. Like,
yeah.
Angel, do you remember? Like, we were always talking. Like, Angel, do you remember we were literally dancing on the NYC MTA train inside to get the
Oh,
like dollars to people from
dollars.
people.
Yeah.
Like, I was eating dollar pizza all day because I didn't have money, and just like thinking back, it's just crazy how far we've came. Yeah, so I'm really
Yeah.
really grateful.
What lessons from New York and how did you start kind of getting more dance opportunities that led you to LA?
I already knew that New York was more like, being a professional dancer. New York is more for people who are technically trained or for the
Okay.
musical or
Yeah.
the theater, Broadway, but more like what we do as a street dancer. Of course, like, New York is dope. There are so many. gems and all that. But to be able to really make money and then live off of that money as a professional dancer, I knew that I had to go to LA.
Mm.
So that's why I moved to LA. And also my boyfriend right now, we were doing long distance, and that's also one of the reasons that I moved to moved to LA. And
Yeah.
also one other reason, I wanted to do the So You Think You Can Dance. I wanted to audition for that program.
Okay.
And when they did the audition in New York, I couldn't really audition for it because I didn't have a right visa. As
Oh,
a
okay.
student visa, I cannot really audition for that. So I hired a lawyer, I saved the money and hired a lawyer, and then I got the artist visa. And then
Cool.
right after, I got the agency, and then I moved to LA. And even moving to LA, I just wanted to try out for 3 months,
Okay.
and that ended up like
Being
moving
longer.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 or 5 years later, right?
Yeah. 4 years later after living in New York.
So
Yeah.
what's the difference that you feel between New York and LA? I know you kind of explained it a little bit with the
Mm-hmm.
technicality, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
for a street dancer, what would you say is like the biggest difference? Because I know obviously LA has like so many opportunities for, TV shows, movies, commercials,
Commercials,
and all
yeah.
that. But I also feel like New York has that opportunity as well. So if you were to give advice to somebody, would you say go to LA first or go to New York first?
It really depends. I wouldn't say this is better, this is better. It really depends on what they wanna achieve or gain from
Okay.
their experiences. For me, I was able to train really, really good, like focus on training because there were so many things happening. Like I don't need to really schedule my day.
Mm.
Literally, I go to different block. There's a different party happening. Different block. There's a Brian Green teaching. Different block. There's a Buddha stretches teaching. So
Yeah.
it was it was so amazing to train my dance skill versus LA. I'm sure you can train a lot, but the training purpose is more like to book the job in LA.
Yeah.
To what I see. I might be wrong, but what I experienced was like whenever I go to take classes in LA, it was more for to book the job, to audition better,
Mm.
to do the choreography. So it was really different. But definitely I see LA has a way more opportunity, but at the same time, way more dancers to compete each other.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's great. Yeah, there's definitely such a lifestyle. I think it goes back to talking about how the funk style of California and what you were learning with the starting out with locking and popping, but then also you're learning these styles from the birthplace of hip hop, So you're like really blessed to have had all this
Oh
opportunity
yeah.
to build you up and to
Yeah, of
give you
course.
that. And even though you, like you said, you're just eating those dollar pizzas, like trying to make it and all that, but that's part of it. You know what I mean? Like that's so much part of it. There's been so many times I could say I'm sleeping at a gas station in my car just because I want to go cover a
Oh.
battle. But now to like think back on that, it's like, oh, okay, cool. But look at what they're doing and look at
Mm,
how everybody is able to visualize this dance. And so I think you're a real big inspiration, not
oh,
just for all
thank you.
dancers, but especially for female dancers to believe in themselves and know that you can talk to the right people. You can talk to you or Angel or Lily or Marie, like to be able to say, hey, this is how I did it. What do you want to do?
I think y- thank you. Thanks for saying that. I want to rephrase that. Not only female dancer though. I know I bet that there are so many male dancers got inspired by a lot of female dancers. So
For sure.
man or woman, you can just always ask anybody.
Wonderful. Yeah, for sure. So with LA, what did you start learning? Like what was you get into it and I'm sure you're training at like different places, but as far as like learning the industry, what was
Hmm.
that like?
Ooh.
Because the industry
um,
is
it's
definitely
tough.
an eye opener, right?
It's tough.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like my first industry opportunity that I experienced was So You Think You Can Dance.
Okay.
That was hard because the TV show is hard because it's all about the camera. And as a street
Right.
dancer, as the only few of street dancer on that show in my season,
Right.
it was hard for me because I'm so used to being with surrounded with people just vibing together and battling, and it was
Yeah.
never about the camera following me, and I gotta do the exact same movement every single time rehearsal,
Yeah.
and then the live show I gotta do the same thing, but I'm a freestyler, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
So adapting that was really hard, and the TV show itself was for dancer who does a lot of different styles. And as
Mhm.
a non-technical dancer, it was really hard to catch that and then sell it with what I do. So it was really hard, but at the same time, it was really big learning experience to me because from there I got to know how the camera work, and I
Mm.
got to know better about the industry in LA. I got to work with a lot of amazing choreographers and directors. So it was the best experience to me. Yeah.
So you step onto that stage in front of the judges because there's a process. If everybody knows, like, there's you go and maybe it was different for your season, but the seasons that I tried, it was like you go in this room, and then if you move on, then there might be another room, and then after that was the solo judge, or it was the group, and then if you made it through that group, then you made it to the judges. So is that
Yes.
how it was for you?
Yes. So
Okay.
we got the video submission was the first, and then I heard
Okay.
that it was around 4,000 to 5,000 people from
Wow.
everywhere, and
Yeah.
then they did the audition judge producer audition first in every city, New York, LA, and I was the one in LA, and then producers round, and I passed that, and then after was the judges round, and then from there they would pick 100 dancers, and then
Okay.
later those 100 dancers gonna go to uh, academy round, which has
Right.
which has 100 dancers staying in the same hotel, same place for like a week
Was
to
that
learn
Las
all the
Las
styles.
Vegas? Do you go to Las Vegas for that, or was it
No,
LA?
my season was LA.
LA.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know before they used to do Las Vegas and
Yes.
then
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
back to
Yeah.
Hollywood. Yeah. So
Yeah.
was it so when you got there in front of the judges, because I mean, I know everybody in the street community was like, Dassy, let's go. You know, like anytime there's a street dancer that makes it,
Yeah.
I just saw my boy Slinky. You know, Slinky did that too, or you know, just other people, Fiction and a lot of other people. But
Mm.
from that first time that you saw So You Think You Can Dance in Korea to that moment you're on that stage, it's got to be like, I'm here. I did it. Yeah, right.
I don't remember how I did that. I freestyled that round.
You're like, I need to get a Mary Choo Choo train. Choo choo.
Yeah, it was crazy. I actually really don't remember. When you were
Yeah.
so into it at the moment, you just don't remember. I was so
Block it
nervous.
out.
I don't know how I did that. Um, yeah, yeah, I cannot really explain in words.
And so just moving on through the season, you got to dance with Fiction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How was that?
It
Must have
was
been.
good. He's very mature guy. He's way younger than me. He's like 5 years younger than me.
Mm.
Damn, I feel old. But anyway, um, it was amazing. I'm really glad that I chose Fiction and he chose me, and I'm really glad that happened. And I mean, obviously he's done so many TV shows and he's done a lot of like industry work, so that was really good for me to learn from him who have already done before.
Right.
So he really gave me a lot of good advices while I was on a TV show, and it was really amazing. Yeah.
Cool. So from there, you were able to go on the tour, and then were you starting to just get booked? And then at what point did you and Marie and Lily start coming together?
Yes, actually, me and Mari and Lily did something before So You Think. So I
Okay.
was, what, yeah, when I moved to LA, 1 second, I'm so sorry. I think my
Oh, you're fine.
yes. Okay. So
There we
when
go.
I moved to LA, I think it was 2014 or 15. I don't
Hmm.
remember. I was depressed for like a year because I didn't have a car in LA, and I really felt like I need to start over from the zero again. Because
Okay.
I was in Korea. I moved to New York. That was in the beginning. Everything is really struggling when you're moving
Right.
to some random city, and when I moved to LA, it was really struggle. So
Yeah,
I
the
was going
transportation is
through.
much different in
Oh
LA
my
than.
God. I remember I had an audition in NoHo, and I was living in Culver City at the time, and
Oh.
train ride goes like this way. No, either this way or this way. And it took 2 hours. And then the audition was at like 8 a.m. That means I had to wake up at probably like five in the morning to
Yeah.
wear makeup and get ready, and then take a train ride for 2 hours and then get there, and then I
Right.
get chopped and then go home like crying. I was Yeah, it was such a struggle. But during the time, I already knew Mari from New York because she was
Okay.
coming to New York a lot, and we did some like video concept video together. So I already knew
Right.
Mari, and Mari actually hit me up to go to Sweden to perform together
Okay.
with Lily, and then from there things were going so good with me and Mari and Lily. So we
Yeah.
just like naturally start our group at the time. And then a little bit later, I did the So You Think. So
Okay.
there was a little bit of gap. And after So You Think, definitely because people got to see me. So my career has been going up, 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 up. I think I was getting a lot of inquiries, which was amazing. So yeah,
Yeah.
that was the starting point.
So as you did that, at what point did you start booking commercials? Did you start booking more gigs in LA?
Right after So You Think, people got
Right.
to see me, and
Okay.
yeah, director wants me, then they would direct book me through my agency. Yeah.
What was your favorite so far that you've done out of maybe a more commercial, uh, yeah, commercial kind of gigs?
Ha.
Because you've
There are
done
so
what? You've
many.
done Timberland, you've done
Timberland
Fitbit.
was Timberland was amazing.
Yeah.
Fit Fitbit. I I don't know if I can. Fitbit at the time I didn't have a visa, so
Okay.
I worked for kind of free. Nobody knows, and there was a big.
Undertale.
I got paid per DM, and that was it.
Okay. Okay.
And that was the biggest commercial that I ever did because it was on Times Square billboards. It wasn't everywhere in
Uh,
Asia, everywhere in America.
I know. I remember seeing it. I'm like, okay, let's go, Dassy. Let's go.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
that's got to be so incredible, Dassy. Like, I'm just being able to circle back around and like, um, you're eating dollar pizza. You're trying to struggle again. You go back to LA. You got to redo it. But now you're back in New York in Times Square dancing.
yeah,
That's incredible.
I didn't get to see it, but a lot of people, my friends, saw it. So I'm sad
Yeah.
that I didn't get to see it. But it's yeah, it's just amazing. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's so
Thank
cool.
you.
And then as far as getting with Femme Fatale, at what point I know there was that one video that just went viral, and that's just kind of where the crew just blew up. What was that
Mhm.
like? What's that process been like being able to see that grow?
Are you talking about the Carnivore video that we did with the
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, actually, that piece is the piece that we choreographed together for the first time for
Okay.
Sweden.
For
Because,
Sweden.
yeah, for
Okay.
Sweden, actually, Mari had her piece. So
Okay.
we actually went there to perform her piece.
Okay.
But on the same event, they had a Sweden Dance Delight, which is really big
Uh,
event from Japan.
right. Right.
And and then we wanted to enter that as well. So we choreographed together another piece, not the Mari piece we perform, and then we choreograph other piece together, and then we perform that, and then we won Sweden Dance Delight. And
Okay.
we wanted to showcase that in LA again. So we did the Carnival LA, and then the video just blew. It got
Right.
35 million view on Facebook, I think.
It's
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah.
Yeah.
It
It's been awesome. I still have friends that aren't really in the dance community. They're like, "Have you seen these girls?" I'm like, "Yes." It's still dope, you know. It's still dope to watch it, you know, and just a bunch of the other, you know, concept videos that you all have done, and again, inspiring so many people, both women and men, and wanting to train harder. So, at what point did Red Bull reach out to you and say, "Hey, we'd like you to be a representative for Red Bull Dance"?
when was it? I think probably 2017, something like that. I got an email from one of the Red Bull worker at the time. I mean, I even right now, she wanted to talk with me, and at the time, actually, I didn't really know about even there was a Red Bull dancer. I really didn't know about it. Like I
Yeah.
know Red Bull BC1 is there, but I didn't know Red Bull is supporting and having sponsoring the dancers. I didn't know anything about it. So I had a talk with her. We had a really great conversation. It wasn't something like, oh, we wanna sign you or anything. It wasn't like that. It was
Okay.
just like getting to know each other. And then later, a few months later, Red Bull wanted to have me to teach popping class at one of the Red Bull BC1 camp in
Camps.
yeah, camps in
Okay.
Texas at the time. I
Okay.
think it was Houston. And then I went there to teach. It was amazing. I loved working with Red Bull. And then from there, little by little, Red Bull was reaching out to me to work together and blah, 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 and this and that. And then later at that year, they wanted to sign me as a endorsed dancer.
Yeah, I mean, it's been
How
growing
it
so
started.
much, and it's
Mhm.
such a different concept. It's because it's I don't think people understand the Red Bull dance, and the events are you know, obviously you have the workshops and people kind of training within the styles, but like the actual event is just kind of a fun event. I wouldn't necessarily call it a hip hop event because it's just dance, you know, it's just people dancing to fun music. And what about the concept have you loved about being able to see these different dancers in kind of a more, you know, free and fun concept, not like we got to battle, you know?
Yeah.
What have you enjoyed about it?
Um, Red Bull has been trying to organize a lot of different events, right? And one of the fun event is a dance your style. It's like the DJ is playing the mainstream music, either Michael Jackson, Beyonce, or everybody know this music.
Yeah, yeah,
Kind of wanted to make street dancers to have more fun and less serious about it. Like it's a celebration, dance is celebration. So I think the concept is to make people to more enjoy, and also for people who are watching can even vote. So there is no judges, and the audience get to judge the people. So it's more like celebration of the event.
yeah,
And sometimes I get really serious. I'm very serious person. So even for dance your style, I get really intimidated,
yeah,
and it has been challenging me a lot to be able to let myself just be more goofy and have more fun. So I'm actually battling in Miami soon in October, and
okay,
to I'm gonna try to have fun.
yeah, yeah. Bring back that original locking that you learned, that fun, the fun and the funk, right?
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah, no, I know somebody asked on here if you were going to be judging the finals for the USA, but like you said, now you'll be battling in Miami for
Yeah.
the Dance Your Style. Cool.
Yeah.
That's
There will be no judges in dance your style battle.
right, right.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, and like you said, and you've been able to go out and do workshops and all that. So, well, such a cool opportunity. And Miami's like a town you can't be serious in because it's Miami, you know? Have you been there before?
I've been there once this
Okay.
year. Yeah. It was crazy. It
Yeah, it is. It is
was
an
wild.
experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess now that, like you said, when you got to New York, you're like, wow, this, but then you experience all the Minnesota, Denver, and
Mhm.
now you get to go back to Miami and experience just all these different types of experiences and people. So
Mhm.
somebody was asking before, what would be your suggestion to help people really train in popping? Is there resources besides yourself and some of the classes that you, Marie, and Lily are teaching, what would you suggest and give advice to about getting into popping or leveling up?
I think it is so hard to answer because everybody is in different places. So I know some rural area, it's harder to get experience to learn. But I mean, we are in 2021. Internet is big, and there are
Yeah.
lots of resources already. And I just want to say, just try as many class as you can take, or as many as battle you can go and even watch and enter. And there are lots of online classes everywhere. My class, me and my Femme Fatale classes in Steezy, and also my classes in Benica Capsule. And yeah, I mean, there are a lot in internet world, so try as many, and ask a lot of questions to OGs. We are blessed to still have a lot of OG.
Amen.
In living, and yeah, we're blessed.
Yeah, no, for sure. There's definitely obviously been a few that have passed on within the last few years, and every time it happens, it's like, you know, it's hard. They've blessed with so many, you know, like Shabadoo kind of passing, Don Campbell, and so many others, Mr. Animation, and a lot of others. But yeah, getting that knowledge, and again, you've been able to acquire that from so many, and you're giving that opportunity. And we always try to share it on our stories, you know, classes that you're teaching, because we want people to be able to know that there are resources and opportunities, and we got to support each other. So as far as what's coming up for you besides Red Bull Dance Your Style Miami, what else do you have going? I noticed too that your art is really incredible. I love it. I gotta pull up your website and show this to people while you talk about it.
I don't have it here.
Do you have some in your room there?
No, I gotta go downstairs.
Oh no, it's okay.
It's big.
Here it is. Look at this.
Yes,
This is really
website.
This is so
I
cool.
painted that's the oil painting. I did that in this during COVID time. That's another oil painting. It's really, really big. It's like 30
That's so dope.
and 40 inch.
Yeah.
Something like that. It's really, really big. I designed that thing, and I also made a made a journal out of my painting. And yeah. Well, thank you for showing.
Yeah, I got you. Come on, y'all. Buy some paintings here.
Support your artist.
Yeah, I love this zebra one. This one's really cool. The Daydream. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. That was actually my first oil painting.
This was your first.
Yeah.
Wow.
Made it in 2019.
That's incredible. Wow. That's awesome.
That's a print of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can go to dassyart.com is the website, or you can go to dassylee.com, and you can check out her dance. You can, you know, you got.
I need to update my.
Yeah, no worries. Check out her bio and everything. But hey, it's a good website. Yeah, so yeah, I guess as far as what else you have coming up besides Red Bull.
Oh, actually, I have a class coming up tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm teaching with Angel, everybody.
That's right. Yeah,
I'm teaching with Angel tomorrow at Miran K Studio. It's in Burbank, California, LA, Burbank. We are teaching at 7 to 9 p.m.
Oh, you already got somebody. They said they want to buy a Dassy journal. So there you go.
Oh yes, please.
FMF, hit her up, DM her.
You can buy from my Dassy Art Instagram, or you can visit my dassyart.com.
Okay, there you go. FMF Pro. There you go. Sorry, I just wanted to get you a sale. So.
Thank you. Oh, I remember you. Oh.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool.
Always sending me amazing notes.
So you got that. Do you have any more that you're planning to battle? Like.
I'm thinking to battle at freestyle session coming November, and next year we have me and my crew Femme Fatale, we have a France tour, Golden State tour,
cool.
in March to April, and then later we're gonna go to Cirque du Soleil show in Andorra for like 2 months, and
Wow.
before we have another tour in Canada. So
Cool.
yeah, a lot of things are aligned.
Traveling, yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. So, I guess just lastly, any shout outs you want to give, any words of inspiration to people out here?
Um, yeah, I always wanted to say everybody who has been supporting what I do, and my OGs and teachers and masters and my inspirations around the world. Thank you so much for keep me going, because without all these amazing dancers, I don't think I'll be keep on going. So thank you. I appreciate it. And thanks for supporting what I do. Thanks for giving amazing words, and even thanks for giving me bad words. Because of that, I'm like, "Ugh, I'm gonna show you." So I just want to thank to everybody, and let's have fun. Always stay healthy. Being healthy is everything. Seriously, I recently got a little bit injuries, and that has been killing my soul. And I
Yeah.
recently realized how important our body is. So always take good care and eat good food, healthy food, and sleep well. And yeah,
And sleep, yeah, and sleep.
now I
For
sleep good. Yeah.
now you sleep good, yeah, for sure. Well, thank you so much again. I really appreciate it. Again, it's been great to yeah, just be there in your journey. I'll be there for sure. I've missed some freestyle sessions because of my health the last few years, but I'll be there in my wheelchair and I'll be covering it. So I'm excited to see you again. And yeah, again, thank you so much. And I know you've supported Step by Step, and we'll keep supporting you. And
Thank
much
you.
much more to come. So
Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you
yeah,
so
no
much.
worries. You have a great day and good luck with your class.
Yes.
All right,
Thank you.
peace. See
Bye
ya.
bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.